kena prajiktoyam papam charati purusha anichan api varsneya baladiva niyojita कामयेशा क्रोधयेशा रजगुण समुद्भव महासना महापापमा विद्धि एनम यह वैन. So Krishna, these are verses, 2 verses from Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter. Verse number 36, 37. Krishna, Arjuna inquired, Atha kena projiktoyam papam charati puri. How a man, because papa means sin and punya means pious activity, piety. These pious and decent, these two activities are concerned to the human being, papa and punya. It is not to the animal. Animals, they are not subjected to the rules and regulations. Just like state laws are meant for human beings, not for the cats and dogs. Just like you drive your car, and you know what is the rule here, shift to the right or shift to the left? Left. Shift to the left. Yeah. In America it is shift to the right. So, if you, against the law of the state, if you drive your car at the right or left, because in different countries it's changing, so you become king. But the dog, or the cat, or a cow, if it crosses the road, right or left, it is not subject to law. Therefore, all laws, all scriptures, all regulations, everything is made for the human being, not for the cats and dogs. Therefore, any society which is not subjected to the rules and regulations, this is animal society. We are trying to be free from the rules and regulations, but that is meant for the animal, not for the human being. We have forgotten that. We want freedom. We say that we don't want to be regulated. That is not possible. By nature. By nature. Suppose you can eat up to certain extent, say 8 ounces you can eat. As soon as you eat 10 ounces, immediately you become busy. Other man, he can eat 16 ounces. He does not fall ill. But your capacity, suppose you can eat 8 ounces. That's like elephant can eat 40 kilograms at a time. You cannot eat even 1 kilogram. So different persons, different living entities, they are different men. They have got different body according to the nature's law. You cannot violate the nature's law. If you violate, you become criminal, you become punished. Similarly, in the human society, civilized human society, there are principles, laws, one has to obey. Either you obey the scripture or you obey the state law. You have to obey. If you don't obey, then you are put to the So, this is going on. But Arjuna inquired a very intelligent question that Atha kena prajiktoyam papam charati purusha anicchanapi brasmeya boladi bunyadi. My dear Krishna, what is that power which forces us to commit sinful activity? I do not like sometimes, just like we vivid example, a thief knows that if he commits theft, he will be punished by the state law. He has heard it from the lawyer, from friend, and he has heard it from the scripture. No religious scripture will say that you go on stealing. No. Either it is Christian religion or Hindu religion, no religion will tell you that you become a thief, you become a rogue, you become a sinful. No. So the scripture says that you don't become a thief. And the laws say also that you don't become a thief. He has heard it. And he has seen it also. What is that? That a man who has stolen some property, he is arrested. The police is taking him to the custody, he is punished. So, a thief, he knows that stealing is bad. He has seen it also that a thief is punished. He still becomes theft. Wow. This is the question. This is the question. That atha kena prajiktayam papam charati purusha. How a man is forced to commit sinful activities. Kena, what is that force which influences him? Will you do it? You must do it. You are doing it. Sometimes our conscience beats. No, don't beat. But we forcibly do it. So what is that for? Very intelligent question. Atha kena prajiktayam papam charati purusha. Because to become Krishna conscious, it is not very easy thing. Krishna says in another place, Jisam antagatam papam janana punnakarmana te dandmoho nirmukta bhajanti mang viramprata. These boys and girls whom you see, they are engaged in the service of the Lord. They are not ordinary boys. Their reaction of sinful life is finished. Therefore they are so steadily engaged. 24 hours you see, forward in the morning, 4 o'clock. They are engaged in Dikivasi. They are coming from your community. They are not imported from India. That they are buyers or I have bribed them to soon get them. No. They have got an attachment. Exactly at 3 o'clock they will rise, they will take bath, they will offer Arati at 4 o'clock, and they will do all regulatory principles, they will do. And that is the sign that they are free from the reaction of all sinful activities. This is the sign. This is the proof. So Krishna says that Jesam antagatam papam, one who is completely free from all sinful reaction of life, they, such person, dandha mohanin mukta, without any duality. Because if I say outsider that you come early in the morning and you take your bath and engage yourself in Mangalarti and do this. You will not get one. Unless one has developed a sense of service to Krishna, one cannot do it. It is not so easy. It is not so easy. So this is the proof that one has become free from all sinful fear. Because palena parichiyate, we have to understand by the result. As soon as you see one man is sitting on the bench of the High Court, you must know he is very learned man, learned. He has passed on it. That is the test. You cannot ask a High Court judge, have you passed your MA examination? No, there is no need of questioning. Because he is sitting on that High Court bench, it is to be understood that he is a learned scholar, he is a lawyer, therefore government has given this post. Similarly, as soon as you see somebody is engaged in Krishna's regulative service, you should know that he is above all kinds of reaction of sinful life. This is the proof. Now, we prescribe 4 regulative principles. When our student becomes serious to be initiated, we ask that he must give up these 4 priority principles. So, no illicit sex life, no gambling, no meat eating. We stop outside. And no intoxication. So, it is very difficult for the Western people to give up on these 4 principles of life. Because these things are ordinary beings. People are accustomed to all these habits from the very beginning. Even one very big man, Lord Jetland, who is talking.
Yes.
So, one of our god brothers, he went to London and he met Lord Jetland. He got some introduction letter from India. This Lord Jetland, sometimes he was governor of Bengal. So when we were students, he came to our college. He was very learned philosopher, especially he was lover of Indian philosophy. So that my god brother saw him, the Marquis of Jetland, and he inquired, Swamiji, can you make me a Brahmin? He said, why not? We can make you a Brahmin. So what is to be done? So he asked him that you give up these 4 principles of sinful life. No illicit sex, no gambling, no meat eating, and no intoxication. So he immediately replied, impossible. Impossible. Oh, this is not possible. This is our life. We cannot give up this. So, that's how he replied, then he cannot become a Brahman. This is the thing. So, Brahmana means one who knows God. Brahma janati ti Brahma. Brahmana is not by birth. So anyone who can understand what is God, he becomes Brahman. The same example. Anyone who is highly learned scholar and lawyer, he becomes High Court judge. Or if you see one High Court judge, it is to be understood that he has passed on this. Similarly, Brahmana means one who knows God. Unless you know God, unless you know Krishna, you cannot engage yourself fully, devoutly in the service of the Lord. Because Krishna is unlimited. It is not possible to know Him fully, but Salpamapi asya dharmas, if you understand Him slightly, it is not possible to understand Him fully, slightly, then you become a Brahmana. The Brahmana means there is no sinful activity, all pure, pious life. Satta, Saucham, Sattam, Saucham, Astikam, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Sama, Dhamma, these are the qualifications. Sattam means the Brahman is truthful, he is controlling the mind, he is controlling the senses. Sama, Dhamma, Titikha, he is tolerant, and Arjava, he is very simple, life is very simple. Jnanam, full of knowledge, Vijnanam, practical application of knowledge in life, and Astikam, believer, not unbeliever, believer in the existence of God. These are the qualifications of Brahman. So, the more one becomes sinful, he becomes degraded more and more. Therefore, there are divisions of the society. That should be, unless human society is divided into the principles as they are spoken by Krishna, Chatur Varna Maya System, Guna Karma Vibhav. Guna Karma, according to quality and what? Just like if you are qualified medical practitioner, you are passed the medical examination, that is your quality. But you must practice also as a medical man. Then people will call you as physician. If you simply pass your medical examination and sit down at home, nobody will call you physician. When you practically engage yourself in medical business, then people will call you physician. If you pass your law examination, don't go to the court, don't practice, nobody will call you lawyer. Any business, you say. Suppose you know how to deal with electrical fittings, but if you do not do any business, if you sit down at home, nobody will call you electrician. When you practice, then you will be called with knowledge. Similarly, the society should be divided with quality and work. That is scientific society. So that quality can be divided into four, because there are three qualities in the material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. So, goodness, those who are qualified in goodness, they can be called as Brahman. Those who are qualified with passion, they can be called as Kshatriya. Kshatriya means the politicians, administrators. Brahmana means highly learned scholars, philosophers, theologies, priests, like that. They are called Brahmana. So this society's division is already there. Anywhere you go, all over the world, the division is already big, because there are three qualities of nature, and any man you find, he must be under one quality. So according to that quality, he is divided as a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Quality, not only quality, action also. So, the society should be divided into four classes of men. That is natural. Just like in your body, there are four divisions. The head division, the arm division, the belly division, and the leg division. You cannot avoid it. If you simply say that I shall keep my head on, that is not possible. If you say that I shall keep my legs only, no, that is not. If you say that I shall keep my hands only, no, that is not. We must give the four things: the head, the arms, and the belly, and the legs. Then your body is a healthy condition and you work very nicely. When you have to do something, you have to tax your brain. That is business of the brain. When you have to protect yourself, your hands will be open. If somebody comes to attack you, you immediately extend your hand or take some weapon to protect you. So this is necessary. And when you want to digest food, you belly. Because without digesting food, where shall you get the strength? That is also. And when you want to move, the legs are open. Similarly, the society should be divided into four classes of men. The persons who are really possessing brain, that is Krishna consciousness. So, at the present moment, there is need of such men. What kind of man? Krishna conscious. What is that Krishna conscious man? And one who knows himself and knows God. That is first class intelligence. The society is now practically is composed of the legs and the belly. The hands and heads are gone for the human society. So there is confusion because there is no head who can give you good consultation how life should be led, how we should make progress in life, how we shall fulfill our human mission of life. The head is gone. In every country, those who are supposed to be and the counselor in the matter of giving people good ideas how to conduct society, that name, class of man is finished now. Similarly, the administrative class of man, now it is a race of democracy. There is no trained administrators. Anyone from the third class, fourth class grade of society, if someone has gets some vote, he comes to the power. But that should not be. Everyone should be educated. A Kshatriya, formerly there was king, according to Vedic ideas. The kings were sufficiently educated how to administer the citizens, how to give them all comforts. Just like in Maharaj Yudhishthir's time, you will find from Srimad Bhagavatam, you will see that people were so happy that even there was no excessive heat or excessive cold, and nobody was anxious, everyone was free. That is the first duty of the government to see that every citizen is happy. It is a great sign, Krishna consciousness. It is not that we are simply concerned with worshipping the deity. No. We have got volumes of both. It is a science how to make people happy in this life as well as next life. Not only in this life, but in the next life. Because this life is preparation for the next life. Just like childhood, boyhood, youthhood is the preparation for the next life. Why we send our children to school? Because that is preparation for the next life. Otherwise let him play all the night, all the day. Why should we take and try anxious to send him to education institution? It's preparation for the next life. Similarly, this life is also meant for next life. Evolution, by evolution, from aquatics to the birds, beasts, insects, animals, then we come to the human form of life, especially in a civilized human form of life. So, if you prepare yourself in this life, the next life you can improve more. You can become demigod. You can go to higher planetary system where duration of life standard of comfort is very, very high, thousand times comfortable than at the present moment. Similarly, you can transfer yourself to the abode of God. These are stated in the Bhagavad Gita, you'll find. Janti deva prata devan pitrim janti pitrim vada bhute cha janti bhutani majjarinapi janti mam. So this life is preparation.
What can you can ask questions after you? You can ask questions after the lecture.
At the end of these, people can. So, if you do not prepare yourself in this life, if you simply become engaged in sinful activities, then you will be degraded. So, as you are elevated to the human form of life, if you do not utilize this human form of life, if we behave like animals, then we shall be converted again into animals. People not, I will say, afraid of becoming animals. I have asked so many people that suppose if you become animal next life, he says, what is the harm? People have become so degraded that one does not become afraid of becoming animal. The thing is, there is no, because their life has been so modeled, it is no better than animal life. So they do not see any difference between animal life and human life. Therefore, to become animal or human being, they do not mind. This is the question. So this question was raised by Arjuna, that this life is meant for elevating to further higher standard of life. Why people they degrade? Why they are degraded? So Krishna, this question was raised by Arjuna to Krishna, and Krishna answered, Kama esha krodha esha rajaguna samudbhava. My dear Arjuna, this is due to lust and anger. Kama esha krodha rajaguna samudbhava. This is due to our association with the modes of material nature known as passion. Kama esha krodha esha rajaguna samudbhava. Mahasana. Therefore, these two things, kama means lust and krodha, anger, they are our greatest enemy. Lust and anger. Mahasana, mahapapma, they are the greatest sins. Mahapapma, vidhi enam iha. So you should always consider them as your greatest enemy. Kama and krodha. That makes us entangled in this material world. Rajaguna. And lower than that, tamoguna. Tamoguna is ignorance. So there is a very nice, while you are going on, I'll answer your question. So, in order to make progress of your life, you must give up these two enemies. Kama means lust and anger. This is the proposition of Krishna. Kama esha krodha esha rajaguna samudbhava. Rajaguna means passion. To become passionate. So if we want to control passion, then we have to eat in such a way, deal in such a way, live in such a way that we control passion and come to the platform of goodness. From ignorance we come to the platform of passion, and from passion, ignorant means fourth class men. They do not want to work, and the passion means they want to work for sense enjoyment. This is the passion and ignorance. And those who are in the modes of goodness, they want to work for higher elevation of life, going to the planet, higher planetary system. There are different planetary systems. They do not think that they are all vacant only. No, that is not the fact. Just like this planet is full of living entities, similarly all other planets are full of living entities. They are different grades. Just like in this planet also, there are inhabitants in Africa and there are inhabitants in Europe, America, Australia, and the quality of man are different. Similarly, as we find different qualities of man even on this planet, similarly, in other planets also, there are different qualities of human beings. Generally, in the higher planetary system, they are more intelligent than the human being. Urdhvam gachanti sattastha. Those who are on the platform of goodness, they are promoted to the higher planetary system. Above our planet, there are so many other planets. This is called Bhuloka. Above this Bhumaloka, then Saroloka, then Janaloka, then Tapaloka, then Mahaloka, then Sattaloka, then there is spiritual sky, then there is spiritual planet. There are so many things. It is not that we are Pupamanduga. Pupamanduga is Dr. Frog. A frog lives in a well, a 3 cubic feet, that's all. That if he is informed that there is Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, he becomes surprised. How is that? What is that Pacific Ocean? He laughs. He tried to measure Pacific Ocean from the well. So that is not possible. One who is living in the well, he must get information of the Pacific Ocean. If he cannot get out. So similarly, God's creation is very, very vast. It is not within your imagination. You cannot know even within this universe. This universe, you are trying to go to the moon planet, that is also failure. That is the nearest planet. But then you can see millions and trillions of planets, all distributed within the universe. And not only this one universe, there are millions and trillions of universes also. This information we get. Jasya prabha prabhavatu jagadanda koti kotishu asesha vasudha vibhuti bhinnam. There are innumerable universes. And so many universes are coming out from the breathing of Mahavishnu. Jasyaika nishasitakaravathavalamma. So God is not so cheap. We have got conception of God. That we get conception from the Shastra, from the breathing of one of the portion of God. Mahavishnu. Innumerable universes are coming out, and just like we are excelling in Delhi. With the excelling, universes are coming out, and inhaling, universes are going within the nostril of God. We understand that is God. Not a magician, we call it. Who can become a magician than this? That innumerable universes are coming and going with the breathing process of God. That is God. So, there are so many information we have to take from the Shastra and prepare our life for the next, as it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Urdhvam gachanti sattva. If you keep yourself in the Sattva, then you are elevated to the higher planetary system or to the spiritual world. So this training, Krishna consciousness training, is not to be promoted within the universe. Within the universe there are many planets to be promoted. But these Krishna conscious people, they want to go back to home, Godhead. That is their plan. And that is very easily possible, as it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, that Janma Karnam Nidibham Jujanati. If you simply try to understand Krishna, simply by understanding Krishna, you get that position. What is that? Tapta Deham Punarjanma Nahi. After everyone has got to give up this body, that's a fact. Even people do not know that after giving up this body, I will have to accept another body, better or lower, according to my karma. There is no such cultivation of knowledge, but these are the facts. They are, we have to change this body as you are changing from babyhood to childhood, childhood to boyhood, then youthhood. Similarly, after giving up this body, I will have to accept another body. Now the question is, what kind of body I shall accept next? This preparation is necessary. So, people are meant for this purpose. But due to this lust, kama and krodha and anger, they are being defeated. Therefore Krishna is advising that control these two things, these two enemies, kama, lust and anger. Then you will be placed in the platform of goodness and your life will be elevated. The Krishna consciousness movement is so nice that you can transfer your lust into love for God. Everyone is lusty. Everyone is lusty. Man or woman, everyone is lusty. But if that lust can be converted to love of God, Krishna, then your life is successful. Just like the gopis. The gopis, they were young girls and Krishna was young boy. So they were attracted by Krishna. They did not know that Krishna is God, but they are attracted by Krishna, by Krishna's exquisite beauty. Kama, Krodha, they were attracted. Similarly, Kamsa was attracted to Krishna by Krodha. Krodha, the anger, lust and anger. The gopis were attracted to Krishna by lust. And Kamsa was attracted by anger. So, in this base mentality, if it is utilized for Krishna, that means if we want to use our anger upon Krishna, and if we want to utilize Krishna for satisfying our lust, then also becomes Krishna conscious and highly elevated. So that is possible. That is possible. The Krishna consciousness movement is so nice that you can utilize your anger even for Krishna. Just like Hanuman. Hanuman, he became very angry and he set fire to the golden kingdom of Ravana. That is anger. Because without being angry, you cannot set fire to others' house. So he did it. But he did it for Ramachandra, not for his personal sense gratification. So this Kama, Krodha, everything, and Narottam Thakur says, Kama Krishna Karnatpane. Kama, you can utilize your Kama, lust, for Krishna. I must do this for Krishna. I must act like this for Krishna. Just like ordinary people, they are working day and night, very hard. But what is the purpose? The purpose is sense gratification. The same desire, strong desire that I must get it done, I must have it for Krishna, then it becomes Krishna consciousness. We say consciousness. Simply you have to change the consciousness. In the material world, the consciousness is for sense gratification. I want to possess this thing because I want to satisfy my sense. This is the impetus, economic impetus. Otherwise nobody would work hard. He wants to satisfy his senses or expanded senses. His senses or family senses or nation senses, community senses. The purpose is sense gratification. It may be centralized or expanded. This is the world going on. This is one consciousness. The other consciousness, the consciousness is there, either this way or that way. If it is changed into Krishna's satisfaction, as our consciousness is now, for my sense gratification, my society's sense gratification, my nation's sense gratification. Similarly, if we change it to Krishna's sense gratification, then we become perfect. This is Krishna consciousness movement. You have nothing to learn. It is already there. The kama, the lust is there, krodha is there, lobha is there, greediness is there. Everything should be changed for Krishna's satisfaction. So you cannot manufacture that I am doing this for Krishna's satisfaction. It must be confirmed by Krishna or Krishna's representative. Then such kind of activities will lead you to the highest perfection of life. That is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. What is that highest perfection of life? The highest perfection of life is Kapta Deham Punar Janma Nahi. After giving we have to give up this body. This as sure as anything. So, the problem is, after giving up this body, what sort of body I am going to accept? That is assured in the Bhagavad Gita. The Kapta Deham. After giving up this body, Punarjanma. Punarjanma means rebirth. Rebirth, there is no rebirth. There is no rebirth means there is no rebirth for possessing a material body. Because the spirit soul has neither birth nor death. There is no question of rebirth. Because he has no birth. You, me and everyone. We have no rebirth. Neither you are born. Na jayate na mriyate kadasi. A living entity is never born or never dies. What is this birth and death? This is the change of the body. Change of the body. So, tapta deham punarjanma naite, after giving us this material body, he does not accept material body. But he has got already spiritual body. That remains. And that works. And that is transferred to the spiritual world. That is the highest perfection of life. Tapta deham punarjanma naiti maheti. Punarjanma naiti. He does not get reward with the material body. But he comes to me. Comes to me. Krishna or God, he is all spirit. Therefore, you have to go back to Godhead means with spiritual body, not with material body. That is your highest perfection. Mamupita kontiya dukhalayam asasata. That is the high perfection. If anyone comes back to Krishna or God with the spiritual body, then he does not come back within this material world, which is full of miserable condition. Dukkhala. That is Maya. We are always in miserable condition of life, but we do not understand. This is called Maya. This is the road, cats and dogs and animals. They are in miserable condition of life, but it does not understand. That is animal life. A hog is eating stew and lying in filthy place, but he thinks that he is very happy. He thinks. This is called Maya. Prachanna Shakti. You are in most available condition of life, but still I am thinking, I am very happy. This is called Maya. But those who are not in that condition of life, they think, oh, how horrible condition. Just like when you see a hog is eating stew and lying in filthy place, you become compassionate. But he is thinking that he is very happy. That is applicable to every one of us. We are not actually in happy condition of life. We are distressed condition of life, miserable condition of life. But by the influence of nature, by the modes of nature, we are thinking that I am happy. That is actually not happiness. Our actual happiness is, that is also pointed out in Bhagavad Gita. Our actual distresses are janma mrityu jara vyadhi. Janma, to take birth, to die, to become diseased or to become old. These are our real distresses. But we don't care for it. neither you know how to get out of it. But this is possible. Like a consciousness moment, you can get out of all this miserable condition of life. You can go back to home, back to Godhead, and evolve your eternal life. And eternally you can enjoy life with Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness movement. Try to understand. Thank you.
How long it takes from one life to the ultimate material life, then coming back?
You understand?
How long it takes?
How long does the transmigration take?
Transmigration?
From one life to another?
One life to the next.
And that depends on the duration of life. For human being, suppose we can live for 100 years, at most. Yeah, that is the utmost. But nowadays nobody is living up to 100 years. Because as the days are going on, people are becoming sinful and their duration of life also becoming reduced. It will be so reduced that in future, if a man lives for 20 to 30 years, he will be considered as a very old man. That is stated in the Shastra. And actually, you take information of your grandfather say, your father say, and your age, it is reducing due to sinful life. But the maximum a human being can live is round about 100 years. Yes. So it depends relatively, the ant's life, or the dog's life, or the cat's life, or the horse's life, or the elephant's life, like that. The tree's life, the tree lives for thousands of years. I have seen one tree in San Francisco. Then you are already in the spiritual platform. That is stated in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Manjabhya vicharini bhakti yogena ja sevak sagunam samatita itan brahma bhuyaya. Anyone who is engaged in devotional service, unflinching devotional service, he is already on the Brahma stage, on the spiritual platform. He is already. He is not in the material platform. This temple and this temple activities, they are not in Melbourne. They are in the spiritual world. Just like your embassy, Australian embassy, the members of the Australian embassy, suppose they are in foreign countries. They are not in foreign countries. They are in Australia. You know this international law. Suppose an embassy man has committed some mistake or violated the state law, he cannot be arrested so long as he is embassy. He cannot be arrested unless the particular government hands it over. This is the etiquette. Suppose if your Australian seat goes to India, so long you are on the Australian seat, you are not under Indian laws. These are international laws. Similarly, so long one is engaged in Krishna's service in this temple, he is not in Melbourne or in this material world. He is in the spiritual world. This is the principle.
In your book, Easy Journey to Other Planets, you've got your after death stomach promoted to the moon, and you receive the capacity to enjoy drinking of Soma Rasa. What is that?
In Soma, the moon planet is very cold. That is also accepted by a Russian scientist. He said, well, I think no, that the temperature of the moon planet is 200 degrees below zero. It is very cold. So therefore, they use a certain kind of vegetable juice which is called somoros, beverage. It's like you drink in your country, beers and liquor. Similarly, they also drink the somoros. Is that clear?
And when it's brought up in the Rig Veda, what was it that they worshipped there?
Yes, the literature gives you direction how you can go to the moon planet. There is direction. There is also direction in the Bhagavad Gita. Janti Deva Prata Divan. Divan means the planetary system occupied by the demigod. You can go there if you prepare yourself to go next planet. But you cannot go by these Sputniks. That is not possible. You have to prepare. Just like to come to your country, one has to prepare to take the visa, to take the passport, take the permission, so many things. Not that all of a sudden he comes and enters. That is not possible. So if it is not possible within this planet, how you expecting that you go to the moon planet which is inhabited by the demigod, by your machine you push it? No, you cannot go. This is all nonsense. That is a stranger, childish. You have to prepare yourself to go there. First of all, you cannot go in this body because the temperature is so low. You cannot be there.
And if I wanted to read the Rig Veda, which version should I read? Which would you recommend?
No, when you read Vedas, you read everything. Why this portion or that portion? Rig Veda, the portion which is teaching Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pasyanti Suraya. That portion means worshipping portion. Both the Vedas are divided into three portions. Karmakanda, Jnanakanda and Upasana. Upasana means worship. So there are recommendation for worshipping different types of demigods. But the ultimate worship is recommended Vishnu worship. Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pasyanti. So we are teaching that Vishnu worship, the topmost worship. Then it is first class worship. That we are teaching.
In the three modes of material nature, do we fit into one category, or is there a sharp line dividing us from ignorance and passion and goodness, or is it just a sort of maybe a blend of two or three? Or?
Yes, according to the laws of material nature, if you are in the body of ignorance, then you have to gradually elevate to the body of passion, then from the passionate body you have to elevate yourself to the body of goodness. But this Krishna consciousness movement is so nice that you can immediately transcend all these qualitative modes of nature. Immediately. Sagunam samapita ekam. It is said clearly that anyone who is engaged in devotional service, he can transcend immediately all the qualitative stages of this material world. Sagunam samapita ekam. Brahma bhuyarikam. Just like these boys, European American boys, they are practically in the modes of passion, but they have been elevated immediately to the spiritual platform, worshipping Krishna. That is possible. Just like if you go by steps, you have to go step by step, but you capture the elevator, the lift, immediately within seconds you go to the aspect, topmost. There are two processes. So if you want to go step by step, that is your choice. And you can accept also the lift. Immediately surpasses all the steps and go to the top floor.
If we are given a body, or rather if our purpose is to return to Krishna in this body, why are we born on this earth in a body? If we only have to go back.
When you go to Krishna, you have a body, but that is spiritual body.
But
That is
why
not
do we live in
material.
this body? To live here?
Because you want to enjoy this material world. Therefore, in the spiritual, the enjoyer is Krishna. Bhoktaram Jaggadavsam Sarvarupa Mahesaram Sridam Sarvabhutanam. You only enjoy. But as soon as you desire that you want to enjoy independent of Krishna, you are transferred.
Well, where do we get all our passion from anyway? They have to be born, don't they?
No, you have got because you are part and parcel of God. So God is the complete enjoyer. So you have also that spirit to enjoy. But when you forget this principle that you cannot enjoy independently, you can enjoy along with Krishna, then you are perfect. But as soon as you want to enjoy independently, then you come to the material. Here in this material world, everyone is trying to enjoy life independently. Now we are simply teaching, no, that is not possible. If you want to enjoy independently, then you become subjected to the laws of material nature. But if you want to enjoy along with Krishna, then you are free. Just like in this temple, what is this difference between these temple activities and other activities? Here the center is Krishna. We are working for Krishna. We are eating for Krishna. We are walking for Krishna. We are talking for Krishna. You are also talking. You are also walking. You are also working. The same thing going on. But the difference is here everyone is working for Krishna. That is the difference. Therefore, it is not in the material. So you can mold your life in such a way that you work for Krishna. Jat karosi, jat juhosi, dadasi, jat purushatar madhartam. Then your life is perfect. Simply you have to change the consciousness. That somebody is working for his sense gratification and somebody is working for Krishna's satisfaction. This is the difference. But after all, you have to work for satisfaction of somebody else. That is a fact. Now, for all of us, we are working. Nobody can say that I am not working or I am independent. Everyone is working. But they are working for their sense gratification. When we go to the office, apparently I work for the master. I work for the money. And why I want money? For my sense gratification. Then ultimately I am working for my sense gratification. Neither for the master nor for the money. So this is our aim. For my sense gratification. The same sense, when it will be applied to Krishna, that I am working for Krishna, and that is our liberation. Sarupena avasthiti. This is our real constitution. We have to work for somebody else. You cannot work independently. Either for your family or for your master or for your state or for your community or for you. You do work. Nobody is independent. But that independence is one. If one works independently for Krishna, that is perfect. It is very simple. It is not difficult. Simply we have to change our consciousness. Let them finish.
Is Goloka the supreme only cause of Is Goloka the supreme Lord?
Yes, supreme Lord. Goloko namni nij dham nitari chatasya devi vahe chari dham sute te prabhav niche aapyutasya jena govindamadi kulsam tam bhajami. This is the statement of Vedas. Goloko namni nij dham. The Lord has his own abode, which is called Goloko Vrindavan. That is the highest planetary system. Below that Golokanam Nijadhami Tale Chatasya, below that. Devi Mahesha Haridham Suteshtu, Devi Dham. This material world is called Devi Dham. It is protected by Durga. She is the superintendent of this Devi Dham. Above that there is Mahesha Dham. Mahesha Dham, Shiva Loka. Above that, Haridham, Vaikuntha Loka. Above that there is Goloka Loka or Krishna Dham. So, Krishna consciousness, devotees, they are transferred directly to the Goloka Vrindavan Dham, without any care for this Devi Dham, Mahesha Dham, Haridham. Samsiddhim paramangataha svamukita kontiya dukkhalayam nasasatam nabhuvanti mahatmanam samsiddhim paramangataha. That is the highest practice. One reaches Krishna in the Goloka Vrindavan Dham. That is the highest perfection of love. Translation.